Good morning, everyone. I'll let just a few more people to sit down and then we'll begin. So as I said, good morning. I'm Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor Ralph Hexter. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the UC Davis Fall Convocation for 2015. I have the privilege of being your MC today. First, let's thank the UC Davis Marimba Duo for beginning our wonderful program with their performance. It's good to see so many of our university family here this morning. Students, faculty, staff, alumni, parents, and friends. Welcome to all of you, and to those of you watching on our live web stream. Now, let me introduce the UC Davis Chamber Chorus, who will perform our national anthem.
Dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
So, we've already thanked the UC Davis Chamber Chorus for that beautiful rendition. Let's give them just another round of applause. Beautiful. You will note at once as I make my introductory remarks that we belong to a university, for I want to begin by expounding a little on the meaning of the word convocation. It derives from the Latin verb convocare, which means to call together. Because you have been called to the Mondavi Center this morning, and you have come, in person or virtually, this ceremony meets the basic requirements of the etymology. More significantly, it's an opportunity for all of us to come together to formally acknowledge that our connection to UC Davis makes us members of a single community. We value and foster our diversity and differences, but at the same time, we recognize that what unites us, our shared dedication to intellectual exploration and achievement, our desire to apply our intellect and energy to advancing knowledge and improving individual lives, society, and the state of our planet, and a commitment to treating all people with justice, fairness, and respect. In other words, today's ceremony allows us to call out to ourselves, to remind ourselves why we are here, and to affirm the high intellectual and ethical standards of our university community. This year's convocation theme is Building Our Future. Over the next hour, we will be privileged to hear many distinguished individuals address this topic, including, but not limited to, Chancellor Linda Katehi and the Honorable Doris Matsui, U.S. Congresswoman for California's 6th District. Now, I think it's impossible to address our topic, Building Our Future, without at least mentioning actual buildings. As you've seen from our then and now slideshow of historical photographs, our physical campus has changed a great deal since its founding in 1905. It began very modestly with a few rudimentary buildings amidst agricultural fields. The next 110 years saw the addition of a great many major facilities supporting all facets of the university's mission and campus life, including the wonderful Mondavi Center for the Performing Arts, where we find ourselves today. This history of construction at UC Davis is a fascinating story, but it's a better story when one realizes that the physical growth of our campus is really only the outward manifestation and foundation of an even more important type of building, of academic excellence, of programs of teaching and research, and of positive impact on the world. Our campus buildings and other facilities allow us to do all the things that we do and to do them according to the highest standards. Thanks to them, we can offer a higher quality of education to more students, pursue more sophisticated research in more areas, and overall make a greater positive impact on California, our country, other geographical regions, and the entire planet. It's no exaggeration to say that our physical campus calls out to all of us every time we walk across it. It reminds us of our university's distinguished history of achievement, underlying values, and ambitious goals for the future. Before I leave the podium, I want to make one more point that is relevant to the idea of building. Typically, we imagine universities chiefly as physical campuses. That is, we imagine them in terms of their impressive buildings and landscapes. But in actuality, a university is defined by, more than anything else, the people who come together, who are called together to assemble on a particular campus at a particular moment in history. The people who define a university include, of course, distinguished faculty members and a chancellor or a president, but this is a very incomplete view. All of the members of our community, not just a prominent few, make a university what it is. Here, let me speak directly to the students who are in attendance, for this idea may be most foreign to you. As students, especially if you are undergraduates, you are not people who have merely come to UC Davis. You do not attend UC Davis the way one attends a baseball game or a rock concert. You're not visitors. You're definitely not passerbys or bystanders, as if Davis were some notable event and you somehow happened for a period of time to be in the vicinity. And you are most definitely not mere customers or consumers. Your presence here in the classroom, the lecture hall, the lab, the residence hall, in fact, everywhere on campus, from the quad to the pavilion to the arboretum, has a much larger effect on our university than you can possibly imagine. You make a difference by bringing to our campus who you are, what your priorities are, what projects and activities you choose to pursue, the ways in which you succeed, the ways in which you challenge others to be their best selves, and how you treat one another. So while we may all marvel at the many impressive facilities scattered across our campus, and also marvel at our academic excellence and impact in so many areas, perhaps most deserving of our wonder and admiration is the collection of individuals who, at this moment in history, constitute the heart of the university. That group of individuals, which makes UC Davis unique among all institutions of higher education, include everyone here or watching us this morning: student, faculty, staff, alumni, parents, and friends. It's my deep wish that each and every one of you appreciates your important role here and how much the fellow members of our community depend on you for intellectual stimulation, challenging points of view, inspiration, cooperation, collaboration, and friendship. It's with this wish in mind that I say to you, welcome to UC Davis for this new academic year. We are grateful to the many individuals and organizations who do so much to support our mission, many of whom are here today. Your efforts on behalf of UC Davis and your philanthropic support of our students, faculty, and programs are vital to the university's ongoing success. We appreciate your commitment to our mission and vision. Please join me in welcoming our donors and volunteers in attendance, including the UC Davis Foundation Board of Trustees, Chancellors, Laureates, and members of the Cal Aggie Alumni Association. I would also like to extend a special welcome to all of the elected officials in attendance today. When I call your name, please stand and wave. California State Senator Lois Wolk, Rochelle Swanson, Davis City Council member, Susan Lovenberg, Davis Joint School District's board member, and UC Regent Rod Davis. Welcome to you all. We're also honored to have consuls general in attendance this morning. Please extend a warm welcome to Ambassador Eduardo Prisco, Consul General of Brazil, Juliano Pinto, Deputy Consul of Brazil, Alejandra Garcia Williams, Consul General of Mexico in Sacramento, Yuriko Garces, Consul Political Affairs of Mexico, Han Tran, Acting Consul General of Vietnam, Huang Dong, Consul of Vietnam. I want to take this opportunity to introduce several additional members of the UC Davis family. Please join me in welcoming Chancellor Emeritus Larry N. Vanderhoff, whose leadership led to the planning and construction of this beautiful building. The grassy quad area across the street is named for him. Chancellor Vanderhoff is here with his wife, Rosalie. A very warm welcome to Marguerite Mondavi. It was Marguerite and her late husband, Robert Mondavi, whose vision and financial support of the arts made this beautiful building, the Robert and Marguerite Mondavi Center for the Performing Arts at UC Davis, possible. Jan Schrem and Maria Manetti Schrem have joined us today. They are the benefactors of the Jan Schrem and Maria Manetti Schrem Museum of Art, which is under construction right now across the street and scheduled to open next year. It will serve as a beacon for our university and region and provide first-class space for UC Davis to share and study a great many of our remarkable works of art. And of course, we have many new members of our UC Davis family with us this morning. Please join me in welcoming all of them, especially our stellar new faculty and staff and our outstanding incoming students. I know you will take us onwards and upwards. Now, it gives me great honor to present the stage party. Will you please stand as I call your names? First, please extend a warm welcome to today's speakers, beginning with Chancellor Linda Katehi. Second, please welcome the Honorable Doris Matsui, representing California's 6th District in the U.S. Congress. Next, please welcome Harris Lewin, UC Davis Vice Chancellor for Research. Please join me in welcoming Andre Knoesen, UC Davis Professor of Electrical and Computer Engineering and Chair of the Davis Division of the Academic Senate. And finally, please welcome Michael Lairmore, Dean of our top-ranked School of Veterinary Medicine. No convocation would be complete without representatives of important leadership groups from across the university. Will you please stand as I call your name? John Hess, Chair of the Academic Federation. Here to represent UC Davis's dedicated and hardworking staff is Jessica Potts, Chair of the UC Davis Staff Assembly. Here to represent UC Davis's exceptional undergraduates is Mariah Watson, President of the Associated Students of UC Davis. And here to represent UC Davis's stellar graduate students is Ralph Washington Jr., Chair of the Graduate Student Association. The UC Davis Foundation promotes philanthropic support for UC Davis, advocates on the university's behalf, and manages a portion of the university's endowment. Please welcome Robert Murphy, volunteer advisor to the UC Davis Foundation Board of Trustees. And finally, please welcome the president of the Cal Aggie Alumni Association, Ramak Siadan. Thanks to all of you for joining us today to celebrate the new academic year. It's now truly my great pleasure to introduce our Chancellor, Linda Katehi. Chancellor Katehi became the 6th Chancellor of UC Davis in August 2009. As the university's chief executive officer, she oversees all aspects of the university's teaching, research, and public service mission. She also holds UC Davis faculty appointments in electrical and computer engineering and in gender, sexuality, and women's studies. More than anything, she is recognized nationally and internationally as a highly respected and effective leader in higher education, a strong voice for the power of STEM research and teaching to improve individual lives, societies, and the globe. She's also a passionate advocate for each and every one of our students. Please join me in welcoming Chancellor Linda Katehi.
Good morning, and welcome to all of you to the Fall Convocation, and welcome back to campus. I hope you all had a wonderful summer. Our classes begin Thursday, and the campus is alive with students, faculty, and staff ready for a year of learning, challenge, and accomplishment. Looking forward to what lies ahead, our theme for this year's convocation was selected to be Building Our Future, an ambitious goal that has long defined our university and continues to drive us today. For more than a year, we have convened small and large groups across the campus with students, faculty, staff, and members of the broader UC Davis community here and in Sacramento to help us envision the university of the 21st century. A university that is a true community of learners, students and faculty alike, inspired by innovation and discovery. A university that has the values, the goals, the resources, the social sustainability, and the discipline to keep us at the forefront of addressing society's needs at home, in our nation, and around the world. We will present our strategic framework for this vision to the UC Board of Regents this spring. So we found today the most appropriate day to really talk about this effort and the plan. This plan will be bold and forward-thinking, charting a course to carry the university forward, not just for the next 5 years, but for the next 20, 30, or 40 years from now and beyond. I'm very excited because in my 6 years as Chancellor, I have been convinced that we have the faculty, the students, the staff, we have the creativity and expertise to help solve some of the most complex and most pressing challenges of our time. Challenges such as how to feed and nourish the world's growing population in an economically and environmentally sustainable way, or how to make sure the world has enough water and energy to survive and prosper, and how we can secure greater social and economic justice for everyone. No university is as well positioned as UC Davis to find solutions. We have been developing the necessary expertise for a long time. Now, with the right framework and vision, we can make even greater contributions to the search for answers to these big challenges. Our strategic framework, which we will name UC Davis, the University for the 21st Century, will have a few important concepts which I would like to share with you today. These are new and progressive learning paradigms that place the student at the core of the institution, centers of innovation in education, research, scholarship, and administration, a strong presence and visibility in Sacramento and the state capital to help us re-engage with our communities and improve our contributions to economic development and policymaking. A $2 billion, 10-year-long investment plan to address a $1.3 billion in deferred maintenance and to build new spaces to support our innovations by our students, staff, and faculty. A 10-year financial sustainability action plan to generate the annual resources needed to support this strategic framework, our vision to establish UC Davis as the university for the 21st century. As we aim higher for this institution, we also aim higher for our students, redoubling efforts to make sure they have the best experience possible at UC Davis and the best chance for success on campus and after they graduate. That's why we are starting to work with the Academic Senate to create a new unit on the campus, on the Davis campus, which for now we call Davis's X. It will be a school without walls or boundaries, a place of learning, a place where innovations take place, a place where students will work closely with faculty across the disciplines in non-traditional classes and laboratories, identifying society's challenges they want to address as they pursue their degrees in existing disciplines or in new ones. In our vision for UC Davis as the university for the 21st century, students come first. They are at the core of our institution, at the core of our programs, our goals and targets, and we have already started along this pathway. It is our goal to help our students graduate in 4 years, increasing our graduation rates from 55% to 75%. This will save the students and their families money and free up space to provide access to more students who want to come to UC Davis for their education. We have put together an enhanced time to degree initiative, an important step that includes stronger advising programs to help students stay on track and know where they stand on the path to graduation from the day they come to campus. This is why we call the incoming class this year the class of 2019. 3 of our 4 colleges now provide mandatory advising for first-year students, and soon all 4 of our colleges will do that. Within each department, we are providing clear pathways to 4-year graduation by removing all unnecessary obstacles and ensuring that courses are synchronized, are offered when they need to be offered, and that students can take them when they need them. We are enforcing essential prerequisites and eliminating unnecessary ones, so students can take courses in the appropriate order and enroll in them in a timely manner. We are creating clearer transfer pathways between community colleges and our campus for 20 majors to ensure credits taken on both campuses enable a 4-year degree path. Student advisor ratios are being improved, and we are strengthening advisor training and improving technology so students can receive timely assistance from professionals during the studies at UC Davis. For first-year students, we are also creating small student communities led by skilled mentors to help students develop a solid foundation for their time on campus. We are bringing innovative technology tools to improve student learning, especially in core STEM courses. A new swipe card analytics project tracks which services are used by students and which are most effective, in helping with retention, time to graduation, and overall student success and student experience. We are focusing on increasing opportunities for our students to directly interact with our faculty. We are investing serious resources to encourage our faculty to run university seminars with less than 20 students per class, so students can benefit from direct interactions with the faculty, something they may find difficult to do in the very large 3 or 4 credit-hour courses. Another focus of our vision for the future is the creation of a discovery and innovation ecosystem that encourages trailblazing research and scholarship and collaborations that bring together some of the best and most curious minds at UC Davis and in the world. Earlier this year, we announced plans to build over the next 7 years a $400 million chemistry discovery complex to keep UC Davis a leader in scientific innovation and discovery. Chemistry is a foundational science for a number of crucial disciplines from the life and health sciences to agriculture and engineering. And in this new facility, our students, staff, and faculty will work on challenges that could range from cancer research to air pollution to food and nutrition. Our 2-year-old World Food Center has been asked by the federal U.S. Department of Agriculture to lead a number of Chinese universities in helping establish China's first comprehensive food safety program. This program will be supported by 90 million yuan from 2 provinces and by 1 billion yuan by the Chinese government. As we know, California's agriculture industry does big export business with China, and a food safety program in China that is modeled after the U.S. will help China and, of course, will help California increase its exports. The World Food Center also has formed a $60 million partnership with Mars Incorporated to establish the Innovation Institute for Food and Health. And we've heard about this, of course, about a few months ago. But this institute is to forge new paths in food research and commercial applications and to help feed the world and spark our economy. This past April, we went to Chile and launched the UC Davis Chile Life Sciences Innovation Center with an initial commitment of $12 million from the Chilean government and industry, aimed at transforming our and their public sector research into national and global business opportunities. In yet another step to help researchers turn discoveries into commercial applications for the future that help society and grow our regional estate economy, we established the Venture Catalyst Program, or initiative. The new unit helped launch 13 startups this past year, with 18 more in the pipeline. This unit, in close collaboration with Innovation Access and in coordination with the University's Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Venture, of course, Catalyst continued to build on its programs and initiatives in support of university research-enabled innovation through the creation of startups. We also established the UC Davis H.M. Claus Life Science Innovation Center. This is an innovative partnership with a local company to provide critical off-campus wet lab incubator space with molecular biology laboratories, offices, and conference room and greenhouse resources for emerging life science companies. It is also collaborating with UC Ventures Initiative, which is a $250 million investment portfolio just developed recently by the University of California. And in collaboration with that program, we plan to raise $12 million for investment in UC Davis-based startups. In addition, we run the RISE program as well as a similar program for the arts and humanities, which in fact provides investments for research and scholarship. And these programs were launched about 3 years ago to provide seed funding and to help our faculty start with new ideas and take them out to create new products and new services if possible. This program already has brought in 10-to-1 return on investment, with about $100 million in new interdisciplinary research and scholarly awards, and will help us reach our goal of $1 billion in annual research grants by 2020. We also plan to strengthen our activities in the policy arena. And as, of course, we all know, we are the only UC that is so close to Sacramento. And that's an amazing opportunity for our institution as we consider ourselves as the university of the 21st century. So we are looking at a greater presence in Sacramento with a new campus close to the state capitol, where we can more fully engage with state leaders and the community in a common search for innovation, discovery, and policy. California is the world's 8th largest economy, a pioneer in public policy breakthroughs. When California leads, the rest of the nation and the world follows. As a land-grant institution and the public research university in this capital region, it is our obligation to be at the cutting edge of these efforts, and an additional campus in Sacramento is essential to these ambitions. Part of our vision for that campus, of course, will include a number of new initiatives that we will establish in the next 10 or 20 years. But also we are looking at a new school in population and global health and a UC Davis Public Policy Institute, among other things, and of course, the policy arm of the World Food Center. Of course, none of these exciting programs or initiatives can succeed unless the university is financially strong, which is why we have also been hard at work on a long-range financial sustainability action plan. Built on greater efficiencies, growth in research, fundraising, and better investment strategies and practices, the plan in the next 10 years can generate up to $250 million a year for investing in our core academic mission. And the plan, the way it's going to be presented to the community and the regions, will be very specific on how we plan to accomplish that goal. With planning for our next fundraising campaign just getting started, and the great news that our permanent endowment now has hit the $1 billion mark in June, we are providing resources for faculty and staff recruitment and retention, for research and scholarship support, and of course for more student scholarships and fellowships. Financial help like this will also enable us to implement our long-range development plan, calling for a minimum of $2 billion in capital projects over the next decade, with plans to address our $1.3 billion in deferred maintenance, the highest in the UC system. If you have been on campus lately, you've seen some of the buildings and of course renovations underway. We have a new recital hall, the Ann Pitzer Center, our first recital hall on our campus under construction. And of course, our spectacular Jan Schremm and Maria Manetti Schremm Museum of Art, which is progressing beautifully, as you can see, those who drive every day by. And I'm also very happy to have the Schremms and our dear friend Margaret Mandavi here with us today to celebrate the Fall Convocation. And we are so thankful for their generosity and vision that has been extraordinary. And we owe them a tremendous debt of gratitude. Please join me in a round of applause for them. Thank you. But we have many other projects underway, and I wanted just to have a visual for you that shows some of those on the Davis campus, and you will see some others for the health system next. But we are renovating our student union, so probably you have seen how we have fenced the area around. And we are building the International Student Complex, also very visible from Russell Road and from other places on the campus. We have under design a major renovation of Walker Hall to convert it to a new graduate student community center. We have finished the design work and are bidding for a new classroom building that will house the biggest auditorium on campus. We are developing plans for rebuilding Freeborn Hall, and we are planning to renovate Herring Hall. We are building the north extension of our hospital in Sacramento to improve and extend healthcare services to our patients. And that's a picture of that. Of course, there are many more projects in Sacramento that are underway, and possibly in the next 10 years, an expansion of our hospital. So I believe our future is bright. At this point, I don't want to finish without mentioning that among our plans, we have a major and new hospital building for our veterinary sciences, a college that this past year was announced together with agricultural sciences and environmental sciences to be the #1 in the world. And I wanted to mention that we, UC Davis, we have now 2 colleges to be #1 in the world. And together with Harvard, Yale, and MIT, we are the 4th in the country with 2 major colleges to be #1. So thank you. Thank you. So for our faculty and students and staff who work so hard across the board to make this university to what it has become, we want to provide the facilities and everything they need to continue with their excellent quality of work in the classroom, in their labs, and everywhere else they reach out to make sure that this does become the university we deserve to be, the #1 university in the 21st century. And as a chancellor, I can tell you, this university is 100% committed to making sure that our future is not just the way we have described it so far, but it is of the highest quality by also being diverse. Because we cannot reach the quality we aspire to without creating a campus that is diverse and inclusive and does care about social justice and does care about healthcare equity and equity across the board. On multiple fronts, we have been working hard to attract and retain greater number of students from groups that have been traditionally underrepresented on our campus. We have been adding new student centers and directors of strategic initiatives for our African American, Latino and Latina, and Native American students, among others. This year, again, we have a new record of underrepresented freshmen on our campus in 29%, and we hope to grow this number. Our faculty is also becoming more diverse, and we are moving forward furiously, as I would say, knowing the work that our Senate is doing, and our Provost office and many faculty are doing, to hire up to 650 new faculty by 2020. 300 from the 2020 initiative, as you know, new faculty added, and 350 expected from retirements. And while in the past 3 years we have worked extremely hard to keep up with this furious hiring, we also have been able to recruit 45% women among this faculty and 14% underrepresented minorities, which really makes it the best in terms of diverse forever on this campus. And I want to thank everybody because it takes an amazing amount of work to really achieve this kind of diversity in the incoming class of our faculty, and we are so proud for it. As UC Davis continues to pursue excellence, we must renew our commitment to ensure that we build a future that allows UC Davis to always be a university that is open and respectful to all different people who work and study here. This is why we have embarked on a new comprehensive effort to draft and implement a strategic plan for diversity and inclusion at UC Davis that encompasses everything we do. And I want to thank our faculty, Professor Suad Joseph, for her leadership in this area, and everybody else. Many people have participated in this effort. I want to thank you all for the time that you are spending. The Regents recently approved our plan to expand the responsibilities of Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Adela De La Torre, to also serve as the Chief Campus Officer for Diversity and Inclusion, having a Vice Chancellor to provide an oversight to all of the efforts we have across the board, not just centrally, but in every college and every unit. It makes it very important for us, especially being such a big campus with so many initiatives in this area. And it underscores also our commitment to creating a campus where everyone can be creative and productive. These are exciting times for UC Davis. We are blessed with some of the best students, faculty, and staff in the world. We are highly rated in many university rankings that get published every day. I have to tell you, we have a plethora of them. And in every one of them, we are ranked very high. But I have to say that nothing made me more proud than when the New York Times recently rated us #2 from all universities in the country when it comes to educating students of diverse economic backgrounds. 6 of the top 7 spots in the rankings were UC campuses. And the headline of the story captured what we all believe in so deeply. It called the UC system California's upward mobility machine. And it underscores why we fight so hard for greater public investment in higher education. This is a tremendous tribute to everyone in the UC system. And now on our campus, we have ambitious initiatives to help us make us even better, stronger, and more sensitive and responsive to the entire campus community and California, of course, state of California. With continued vision, hard work, and collaboration, I know we will build our future that is so much brighter and so much better and of so much quality for all of us, for all of those who share this university. So I want to thank you again for all of you here, for all of your contributions to this institution. So with that, I would like to move to our next step in this program today. And I would like to introduce our next speaker. It is my great pleasure to introduce a truly outstanding public servant, a friend of higher education, and a supporter of UC Davis. Congresswoman Doris Matsui has represented the city of Sacramento and its surrounding area since 2005. She serves on the House Energy and Commerce Committee and on the Health and Communications and Technology subcommittees. She has worked tirelessly to improve Sacramento's flood protection and for quality, affordable health care for all. She works hard in promoting a clean energy economy for California and our nation, and is creating a vibrant region in the Sacramento area where families can live, work, and play. I'm honored and delighted that she agreed to take time from her busy schedule to join us today to usher in the new academic year. Please join me in giving a big Aggie welcome to Congresswoman Doris Matsui.
Thank you very much, Chancellor Katehi, for that wonderful introduction. It is really wonderful to be here. As I was sitting there listening to the Chancellor's remarks about this wonderful university, I almost felt, gee, instead of going to Berkeley, maybe I should have gone to Davis. I will say this, though. California is a wonderful state. And having the University of California system has moved us forward in a way that is unbelievable. Almost every cutting-edge issue was generated from the University of California. It is amazing and remarkable. As I sit in some of the hearings rooms and we talk about issues of healthcare, energy, environment, space, whatever you talk about, California is always there. And a lot of it is because of the intellectual depth and energy and innovation that has come from this university and others. I am so proud to be here today and delighted to be a part of this program. I love the fall. I think it's always, to me, the beginning of the year. Not January, when it's kind of cold and ugly, but the fall, in September. Ever since I was a little girl going to grammar school, I loved to sharpen the pencils, the neat erasers, the tablets, looking ahead to see what things I'm going to learn next year. Things have obviously changed. My grandson is in 2nd grade. He doesn't have the kind of tablet that I have. He's got an iPad. He doesn't really need a pencil. He just uses his finger, right? And he doesn't really need an eraser either. I mean, they just figure it out themselves. But he is learning in a different kind of way. And what is happening in this university, the basic learning, the contribution to each other and to the broader society is just palpable. Just palpable. A university is a living organism. Without your dynamism, without your innovation, without the ability to dream, I don't know where this society would be, or where the United States would be, or where the world would be. So I'm just delighted to be in this hallowed halls here as part of this campus. The importance of this particular university to Sacramento and our region has to be reinforced. Because knowing where UC Davis stands when you stand outside of this campus is key to understanding UC Davis's role in the broader, wider community. I have been invigorated in recent years and energized by the university's leadership. They have made clear that UC Davis is a key to the success of our region. And our region's success is key to UC Davis. What if I told you, envision a major research university in the top of its fields in healthcare, engineering, energy, technology, the life sciences. A major research university on the edge of an urban area and driving its economy. A major public research university that was on the leading edge of solving major global challenges. Well, some people think of the University of Texas at Austin, University of Washington, maybe the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Well, I am talking about UC Davis. UC Davis. Not only is it an absolute treasure to the wider Sacramento region, it is an economic driver and an intellectual leader. Your high academic standards lead to tremendous graduates that make an impact not only here, but throughout the state, throughout the nation, and around the world. And the private and federally funded research that's being conducted here and at the Med Center is key to unlocking the challenges of the 21st century. And you know, I'll admit it, for far too long, those of us in Sacramento have taken it for a little bit granted that one of the best academic research universities in the world sits right here on this side of the Yolo Causeway. Sometimes we look too far and not seeing it's right under our noses. With over $700 million in research being conducted, this university is doing everything from creating drought-resilient crops to pushing the limits of stem cell therapies. Those of us in Sacramento must embrace and support what goes on here. And for far too long, I don't believe UC Davis embraced the major metropolitan area that is Sacramento and the state capital of this wonderful, wonderful state just a few miles away. Now, thankfully, I know it is changing. Those of us in Sacramento, many of whom were UC Davis graduates, are coming back to the university and saying, we want you to be involved in Sacramento, the wider region. You need to do that, and we want you to be a part of this. And I know that Chancellor Katehi has embarked the campus on the University of the 21st Century effort. And part of that effort includes the exciting possibility that UC Davis may plant deeper roots in Sacramento. Clearly, being the member of Congress that represents Sacramento, I am pleased as can be, and I will do anything I can to help fulfill that possibility. But I will tell you, the effort is about much more than physical buildings. It really includes a renewed and focused emphasis on innovation and discovery and the policy that will drive it all forward. As the Chancellor says, there's no other university that is so close to the state capital. You may not be that close to Washington, D.C., but we work closely with the state of California. I don't know how many times we have been in hearings when issues come up regarding the state of California and what you are doing, sometimes not too happily with us because we push the envelope, but we work closely with the state of California and what they're doing in their policy so we can use what they're doing to push our policy forward in Washington, D.C. You know, we have a renewed focus that absolutely has to come from this university. You are here. You are on the rise. You already have been acknowledged for being one of the best, but you have room to do so much more. If you look at some of the sister UCs, they don't have that possibility. They don't have that possibility. UC Davis is unique in having research in those areas that are going to be so critical to solve not only the nation's, but the world's problems. Research in both plant and animal? I mean, you think about that and what you can do with that, and what you're doing already in the innovation using technology, understanding the connections there. It is an exciting time to be a part of this university. We are counting on UC Davis to facilitate technology transfer, counting on it to remain the leader in agricultural and veterinary sciences, and counting on the academic health system to thrive. And they are, but we will push it and utilize it to solve even more of our country's problems and ultimately the world's problems. The university can do this and more, and it will be relevant not only in Sacramento, but truly, if there is any university that will be the university of the 21st century, it will be UC Davis. At the most basic level, UC Davis is relevant here on the main campus, the School of Medicine, and across the globe because of the people, the students you have here, the professors here, the faculty members, because it is the people here that provide the energy, provide the excitement, provide the sense of what if. I will say this, I am so happy that in California, and in here at UC Davis, there are many women leaders. What we need to do is ensure that everyone can fully participate. You are doing a lot there. I look at your women leaders. Chancellor Katehi, I work a lot with the people at the med school. Julie Freischlag, Madam Rice was in my office yesterday. The heads of your departments. And I will say this, we have a caucus in Washington that has been working on an agenda. We say when women succeed, America succeeds. We want everyone to fully participate. We have bright women. You look at the classes in colleges, universities. More than half are women. More than half are women. I remember when I went to school in the 60s, it wasn't like that. It was starting, but it wasn't that way. But we can educate the women. But I would say that we also need to consider that we have to have them fully participate. We understand how it's important that they are acknowledged, but not only acknowledged, but understand that they have to be on equal status, on their pay. And we also have to acknowledge that women are the caretakers many times in our families. But we also understand that they're doctors, business people, lawyers, scientists, who also have a family. So our challenges there are also to figure out how we look at having a work-family balance. We need to understand that childcare, for instance, is not just a woman's issue or a family issue. It is an economic issue. We need to address issues like childcare, work-family balance, paid sick leave, for instance, retirement security, to allow women to fully participate in their professions and in their lives. I went to Asia, I guess last spring, with Leader Pelosi. We visited 5 countries, 3 developing and 2 developed. And whether they're developing or developed, women were the leaders in doing many of the policy decisions. And it was interesting that even in a so-called traditional country like Japan, women are highly educated, moving up. But what the government of Japan realized is that they lose them after a while, because traditionally they weren't, let's say, encouraged to stay in the workforce. And if you look at the demographics of a country like Japan, you realize that they're in trouble unless they develop a young workforce. Many of the people in Japan are getting older. So what the Prime Minister has decided, he did a new economic policy. And the policy is to look at women, because the economy will not thrive unless women who were already involved and wanted to participate could fully participate. So part of the economic plan is to have more childcare. Look at how you might be able to have paid sick leave. And I'm thinking about, this is Japan? But it is an economic issue. And if you look at our country even, it's an economic issue. We have the brightest people, young people in our country. It is amazing. And we really need to have everyone fully participate. And because we are so close to the state capitol, and because I know there are bills that are to be signed that would certainly help women. I think one's coming up, and hopefully the governor signs it, regarding things like pay equity. I think part of what we ought to do here is understand, as an economic issue, we need to ensure that women are fully participants in our economy, in our academic institutions, in our businesses. And I know that in my conversations with UC Davis, it is something that they really want to address and lead. So what we're doing here at UC Davis is not only looking at science and technology and the research, but also to provide the ability for the people who are going to be doing the research, being the doctors, to be able to participate, to do that for all of us. I am excited to be here. It is an outstanding university. I brag about you all the time. And even though I am a bear, I feel like I'm an affiliate Aggie. And I would like to see it grow into the best university in this country. And you can do it. You are the university of the 21st century. So go get it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Matsui, for your wonderful, inspiring remarks and for everything you've done and continue to do for the UC and for UC Davis and for California. It's now my pleasure to introduce Harris Lewin, our next speaker. Since 2011, Harris Lewin has been Vice Chancellor for Research, Professor of Evolution and Ecology, and the holder of the Robert and Roosevelt Osborne Endowed Chair. Prior to his appointment at UC Davis, Vice Chancellor Lewin spent 27 years at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, where he was the E.W. and J.M. Goodsell Endowed Professor of Immunogenetics and founding director of the W.M. Keck Center for Comparative and Functional Genomics. Professor Lewin's current research focus in mammalian genome evolution. He and his collaborators are studying the role of chromosome rearrangements in adaptation, speciation, and the origins of cancer. In 2011, Vice Chancellor Lewin was awarded the Wolf Prize in Agriculture, and in 2013, he was elected to the National Academy of Sciences. And of course, he holds his PhD from the University of California, Davis. Please join me in welcoming Vice Chancellor for Research, Harris Lewin.
I was hoping he wouldn't forget that at the end. Yes, thank you very much, Provost Hexter, and welcome students, faculty, and staff, and distinguished guests, and thank you so much, Representative Matsui, for your wonderful comments. And we don't give honorary degrees here at the University of California, and so you're stuck with that degree from Berkeley. But we'll figure something out. So I'm the research guy, right? My job as Vice Chancellor for Research is to oversee the entire research enterprise of the campus, to ensure our continued growth in research through funding, through investments in innovative faculty programs, to strengthen our research infrastructure, and to enforce compliance with federal and state laws so that research conducted with plants, with microbes, and with animals and people is safe. The Office of Research also works with faculty to develop strategic research partnerships, many of which were mentioned by Chancellor Katehi, We develop partnerships with federal and state and corporate and international sponsors, and we are responsible for protecting and commercializing all of UC Davis inventions. And we engage with the City of Davis and the City of Sacramento and the region in economic development activities. Yeah, it's a big, big portfolio, for sure. But it's one that helps to keep UC Davis at the forefront of our nation's research and innovation system. You've heard all the statistics. You've heard it mentioned several times today already. UC Davis is the top in the world in agriculture and veterinary medicine and has top-ranked programs in biomedical engineering, in evolution and ecology, in environmental sciences, just to name a few. But our greatest strength is the way in which our faculty work and with each other and with our state partners, with the private industry, and around the globe to solve problems that affect our world. These are not just empty words. Did you know, for example, that the Leiden ranking system in the Netherlands ranked UC Davis as #1 in the world in impact in the life and earth sciences based on the number of publication citations that are in the top 10% in this field of science. That's ahead of Harvard, Cornell, and yes, Berkeley. And we are ranked #1 in the world in collaborations with institutions more than 3,000 miles away. I think that's what includes Washington. Yeah. And #4 in the world in collaborations with private industry, a little-known fact. Did you know that UC Davis is the home of 2 World Food Prize winners, Paul Singh, just this past year, and Gurdev Kush, and 4 winners of the Wolf Prize, the most prestigious award for agricultural research in the world. We at UC Davis, we are a research powerhouse with a record-breaking $780 million in sponsored research this past year. Our Innovation Access Office filed 231 records of invention and 188 patent applications and issued 57 licenses for UC Davis technology and helped establish 13 startup companies that the Chancellor mentioned, all this in just a single year. Research at UC Davis creates new knowledge that changes the world. From new strawberry varieties to technologies that improve the energy efficiency of computers, to new products from cow's milk that will help babies to develop a healthy immune system. And I could go on and on and on. You've heard many things from Congresswoman Matsui and from Chancellor Katehi. I'm telling you this not for the bragging rights or for good publicity, which we actually don't mind once in a while at Davis, but rather as a call of action to our new students. Your arrival at our university, a top-tier research university, means that you will have a unique chance to participate in research with some of the greatest minds in the world today. Having the opportunity to engage in research with world-class faculty is what sets your upcoming educational experience apart from the majority of your high school classmates. You cannot do cutting-edge research as part of an online education. No, you cannot do this with the University of Phoenix. But you will not have the same breadth of opportunities either at Cal State, or our excellent community colleges, or even most of our sister UC campuses. But you can rise to the research challenges here at UC Davis. Take the initiative. Find your passion for discovery. UC Davis has one of the best programs in the country for promoting undergraduate research, with more than 70% of our undergraduate students engaging in an undergraduate research project, an amazing statistic. For example, our undergraduate students compete in international research competitions, such as the iGEM team, that's the International Genetically Engineered Machines team, that last year won the overall grand prize at the iGEM Jamboree held at MIT. And just for your information, this competition hosts 245 teams from more than 32 countries. Imagine that, the grand prize to our UC Davis undergraduate students. It's amazing. So I urge you, students, to take advantage of this very special opportunity at this very special time in your lives. Our faculty, our staff, our professional researchers are waiting for you to step forward. It can be an experience that changes your life, as it did mine, now, well, 40 years ago, I'm afraid to admit. And you too can take part in building our future. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you, Harris, for those inspiring words. We'll now hear from Andre Knoesen, a UC Davis professor of electrical and computer engineering and chair of the Davis Division of the Academic Senate. Professor Kneusen's research focuses on optics and electromagnetics. He and his graduate students, in collaboration with UC Davis colleagues in viticulture and enology, food sciences and technology, and plant pathology, are developing sensor systems to understand the evolution of microbial communities in wineries and dairies, and developing genetic sequence-based sensors to detect plant pathogens, and electronic systems to control the fermentation of wine and in vineyards to irrigate at the single vine level. For his pioneering research to understand optical nonlinearities in polymers, he has been named a Fellow of the Optical Society of America. Andre regularly teaches engineering problem solving, introduction to digital and analog systems, and senior project electronic designs, and he is the author of an online interactive textbook for introductory computer programming, now widely used by universities. Please join me in welcoming Professor and Academic Senate Chair Andre Knoesen.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Provost Hexter, for that nice introduction, and I thank family, friends, and employees of UC Davis for participating in today's convocation. On behalf of the Academic Senate and its faculty, I welcome all the graduate and undergraduate students and faculty new to the Davis campus. It's an honor for me to have been asked to speak today, and now that Vice Chancellor Lewin has given a big picture view of the research at UC Davis, I wanted to say a few words about research from a faculty member's perspective. I came to UC Davis about 30 years ago because I knew it was a first-rate university and a place where I would not only be able to teach bright students, but I would be able to collaborate with other faculty in a new emerging area at the time known as molecular electronics. The fundamental discoveries that occurred in the late 80s in molecular electronics led to the organic light-emitting display now so widely used in electronic watches and other consumer electronics. I have had a wonderful career here, but I confess to getting a little bit frustrated at times because it seems a lot of people are confused exactly what a faculty member at a research university like UC Davis does. Even Governor Jerry Brown, in public comments during last year's budget negotiations with the legislature, suggested faculty spend too much time on research no one cares about and too little time teaching undergraduates in the classroom. With all due respect, Governor, that is simply not the case. Let me first stipulate that the kind of basic research most of us at university engage in is time-consuming. In research, trial and error, failure, and false starts go with the territory. But basic research at places like UC Davis have led to amazing discoveries with tremendous value to society. Breakthroughs like the laser, magnetic resonance imaging, the internet, and so much more all were born in university research labs. At UC Davis, our researchers have found a strand of rice resistant to catastrophic flooding. Our faculty have rapidly identified the compound in cat and dog food that was killing pets and infants in parts of the world. And UC Davis faculty have developed just about all the different strawberry varieties you see at the supermarket. Our researchers have made breakthroughs in how we treat cancer, HIV, and other dangerous diseases. And I am convinced that if we ever find the exact cause and cure for autism, it will be discovered at the Mind Institute at the Sacramento Health System campus. Our lab breakthroughs help humanity create jobs, build companies, and bring revenue into the university that allow us to be the land-grant university of the 21st century. A faculty member holds expertise in specific areas of discipline and performs research to create new knowledge and understanding. And here is the part that sometimes gets overlooked in the media and elsewhere. In the process of doing research, we teach a lot. A part of doing research at UC Davis, we are teaching graduate and postdoctoral students how to become researchers and to excel at their work. It's exactly this interaction with our students in a research university that excites a faculty member at UC Davis. Faculty teach graduate students and postdocs who help to become independent researchers in their chosen area of specialization. The teaching is done in small groups and typically one-on-one. In other words, not all teaching takes place in the big undergraduate lecture halls. As faculty, we also teach our graduate students to know how to separate the wheat from the chaff when it comes to information and knowledge. With the internet becoming as pervasive as it is today, there has been a flood of information and source materials. So there's a lot of noise out there, and it's not based on verifiable fact, always. One big role of the faculty researcher now and in the future is to cut through the noise and learn what is truly occurring and why, and to discuss our findings in an unbiased way. Imagine the shape we've been in if we didn't have researchers at public universities like UC Davis playing this important role. We also train and teach our students to be comfortable collaborating across disciplines. This may sound like a small thing, but it's really, in reality, the entire ballgame. Virtually all the big challenges we face today, from fighting disease to climate change and feeding the world's growing population, require the ability to collaborate across disciplines. It's essential for graduate students to be able to explain concepts and advance ideas in their field of specialization in ways that transcend their own disciplines. UC Davis is becoming very well known for collaborative and multidisciplinary research. Along with the ability to think critically and ask the right questions in the area of expertise, learning how to work in multidisciplinary research teams may be the most important skills our graduate students take with them when they leave UC Davis. The knowledge faculty develop in doing research is also translated to the undergraduate classroom because we use our expertise to inspire undergraduates with the curiosity and joy of discovering new knowledge. And while we make use of technology where it makes sense in teaching, technology must never become a substitute for personal contact between faculty and students. In-person interaction between a faculty member and students is a necessary element in teaching at a research university, and it's why students come to a school like UC Davis. So you see, research and teaching are not either-or scenarios. They go together. And together they form the foundation of the strong scholarship that has given UC Davis a global reputation for excellence that attracts students from all over California and the world to our campus. After all these years, I still find it exciting to work with students because on a daily basis, I interact with the younger generation who will develop new ideas, new ways to communicate, and new ways to seek, present, and use information. This is what keeps me going, and I could not be prouder about working at this outstanding public research university, where I still love searching for solutions to challenges and teach bright students how to find their own answers to new questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andre, for your truly wonderful remarks and your distinguished service to UC Davis and its students. We now welcome to the podium Michael Lairmore, Dean of the UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine, to talk about building the future of veterinary medicine. Dean Lairmore oversees all School of Veterinary Medicine teaching, research, and service activities, personnel, facilities, and funding resources. He presides over 6 academic departments, including the William R. Pritchard Veterinary Medical Teaching Hospital and the California Animal Health and Food Safety Laboratory System. His goals as dean include building mission-focused programs that will continue to provide outstanding education for society-ready veterinarians and to pursue groundbreaking research to address critical problems in fields ranging from clinical veterinary medicine to public health. Dean Lairmore earned his Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree from the University of Missouri at Columbia before working at a dairy and as a dairy and small animal veterinarian. Following private practice, he completed a residency and PhD program in experimental pathology at Colorado State University at Fort Collins. He's one of the few veterinarians elected as a member of the National Academy of Medicine, the health arm of the National Academy of Sciences. He is also a fellow of the American Academy of Microbiology and the American Association for the Advancement of Science. His research has provided significant breakthroughs in the biology of human retroviruses and the understanding of viral-associated carcinogenesis. Please welcome Dean Michael Lairmore.
Thank you for that introduction. Since 1948, the UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine has served society by providing outstanding educational opportunities for our students by performing innovative research and by setting the standard in clinical veterinary medicine and public service. Today, the school is ranked #1 in the world because of our determination to push the boundaries of discovery, reaching across disciplines, to create novel treatments for complex diseases of animals, and to seek to address the problems most vexing to our society. Leading veterinary medicine is not just our goal, it's our responsibility. But our vision is much deeper. We also seek to address the problems facing our society. We know our vision is ambitious, but our history and culture of interdisciplinary collaboration on this dynamic UC Davis campus allows us to think big and deliver amazing results. To illustrate my point, I would like to tell you about Odetta, a Labrador retriever with special skills trained to detect low blood sugar levels in humans who suffer diabetes. Her keen sense of smell have saved her owner, Kathy, countless episodes of hypoglycemia during their 6 years together. During rapid blood sugar drops, Odetta wakes Kathy from her sleep. She pulls her over while she's driving if she has hypoglycemia and stops her on hikes. She's an amazing dog who clearly demonstrates the power of the human-animal bond. Several years ago, Kathy noticed a lump in Odetta's cheek, and a biopsy revealed she had an aggressive cancer called fibrosarcoma. You can imagine the anxiety for Kathy, who feared not only that she may lose her sense of smell, but also her life to cancer. Fortunately, our skilled veterinary surgeons were able to remove most of the tumor, and our oncologists using radiation therapy to precisely eliminate the remaining areas of her tumor without damaging her nasal passages. Odetta is now cancer-free and continues to help Kathy control her diabetes. This was made possible by thoughtful planning years ago to create our current veterinary cancer center. These advances give us hope for the future, a future in which we can offer new treatments for diseases previously considered incurable. We are currently building the future for our students. The Veterinary Medicine Student Services and Administrative Center, opening in the fall of 2016, will support our veterinary graduate students and veterinary students by providing them advanced student support. This new building was made possible through the generosity of one of our grateful clients who was inspired to help us envision a future. Our students train for a broad range of career opportunities, from clinical practice to public health. They are inspired by our world-class faculty, our highly trained staff, and working side by side with them in the classroom, clinic, laboratory, and around the world. Let me illustrate to you some of our exceptional students, but talking specifically about Kim Dodd as a representative. She was a member of our veterinary class of 2015. Kim also took advantage of our powerhouse research environment and had already earned her PhD studying highly pathogenic viruses in collaboration with the Centers for Disease Control. But while in her senior clinical year, Kim was called to work for the CDC, not in Atlanta, but on the forefront of the Ebola outbreak in West Africa. Her unique training was needed to handle these highly infectious pathogens initially spread from animal reservoirs. Kim's example illustrates how we build the future in population health across the globe. Over the past 6 years, the United States Agency for International Development has awarded $200 million to the One Health Institute within our school for a program appropriately named PREDICT. PREDICT is part of an emerging pandemic threats program, an unprecedented international campaign to rapidly detect and respond to emerging viruses such as Ebola in more than 30 countries across the globe. Closer to home, in California, the school partners with the state of California to operate the California Animal Health and Food Safety Laboratory, one of our many programs dedicated to protect our food supply. In the Central Valley, our new South Valley Diagnostic Laboratory, opening next year, will provide expanded modern facilities to ensure California's ability to produce a safe food supply to feed a hungry world. Finally, let me tell you about our biggest vision for the future, the planning of a veterinary medical center, a place of healing, innovation, and discovery. By the year 2026, we will completely transform the school's physical plant. We will do so through the generous support from the campus, the state, and donors, all of whom have been partners in our success. The centerpiece for our vision is the Veterinary Medical Center, a state-of-the-art facility focused on the patient, client, and student experience. To fulfill this mission, we are prepared to launch a 10-year phased project that will dramatically advance our programs, staged in a way to ensure we maintain our high standards of care and education. We seek to transform the experience of our animal patients and their human companions through innovative building designs, coordinated patient care, and experts in over 30 specialties and unique technical advances in diagnostic services. But more importantly, we seek to expand our efforts to harness the power of the array of disciplines represented on this amazing campus, allowing veterinary clinicians to work side by side with researchers and students from medicine to bioengineering to advance the health of animals, people, and the environment. Now, as we think of the future, we invite all of you to learn more about our vision so that we can build the future together at UC Davis. Thank you.
Thank you for your inspiring words and your good work. Clearly, the leadership of our School of Veterinary Medicine is in very good hands. Many thanks to all of today's speakers for helping to make this gathering so special. And thanks again to all of you for joining us for Fall Convocation. Immediately following the end of our formal program, you're all invited to join us in the Larry and Vanderhoff Quad just outside and across the street for a reception. There you'll find refreshments and good conversation, as well as an inspiring visual exhibit of UC Davis's buildings, recently completed, under construction, or in design. And as your parent used to say, please look both ways when you cross the street. And now, I will ask you to stand for the Aggie Fight Song, in which we will be led by the UC Davis Chamber Chorus. Please, everyone, sing along with us. The words are on the bottom of the program and on the screen behind me. That was amazing. But I say we have to do it again, and you have to cue us when to begin singing. So let's take it from and let's all sing this time. That was amazing. Thank you, and now the party begins.